Hey everybody, whoever is watching this, thank you. I hope you find it valuable. It's a little bit random, but at the same time it's not, because it's something that's been coming up for me for the past couple of weeks actually. So today I got, I believe it was the fourth request, or at least question that I've had from a woman asking me, 4 to 5 different women who have asked me specifically, hey, is it possible to work on just my glutes and not have my legs grow? And doing a little bit more digging, what they meant by not having their legs grow, of course, was not, the anterior, the front of the legs, not having that grow. Anybody who's gone from not doing much squatting, then starting to do squats, lunges, step-ups, some people will have that sensation of like, wow, my jeans are fitting like a lot tighter around this area. So that's kind of the sensation they're talking about. They're like, all right, look, I really want to grow my butt. If I want to, fill out a bikini better, I want to kind of get some elevation there. I want to have the glute kind of grow. That's what they want, but they don't want to have their quads blow up, as it were. And I think maybe that this question was coming from some videos I was posting of Coach Natalia, doing hip thrust stuff and all the rest of it, right? So it's actually a pretty common goal, but lately I've just been having that goal brought to my attention with the addition of, can I do that but not grow my legs? And the answer to that is, of course, you absolutely can. Totally possible, but it has to be really specifically designed for you, because you're going to have to, if you want to grow your glutes, you're going to do it at the expense of not training knee flexion as much. And by knee flexion, I simply mean you're not training movements that bend your knee and extend your knee as much. A little bit, but not a lot, right? And so the other thing that people kind of scratch their head on is, well, squats are the best thing to grow my butt, right? So shouldn't I be doing squatting? And I'll just have to deal with the fact that my legs are going to grow too? Well, the answer to that is also no. Do squats help grow your butt? Absolutely. But they're not, in my opinion, they're not the absolute best thing to do for them. If you want to see, glute growth there. So you just have to understand that there's going to be a little bit of a trade-off. You don't have to do it forever. It can be a little experiment. You can get the results and then go back to your normal sort of training structure if you want it to be a little bit more balanced, inclusive, and broad, right? So anyway, the point is, you can grow your glutes or work on your butt without having your quads, experience growth there, or muscle hypertrophy within that muscle group. So if you looked at my post a few minutes ago, or whenever it is, I believe the post is just, can you grow your glutes and not your legs? So if you go to that post, I just had a little example of what part of a training session would look like to be focusing on the glutes and not the quads, right? So it sounds pretty simple, and it is. You just have to know what you're getting into. And another thing that I was thinking as these women were asking me that question was, it brought me back to a time where I used to really love listening to people's goals and wanting them to achieve those goals when I was, coaching group fitness classes and things like that. But over time, I started to feel sort of bad because people would come, to the gym with goals like that, quite specific. Well, I just want to lose this last 5 pounds. I want to get a little bit of toning here. I want to grow my glutes, but I don't want these huge muscular legs. And in my head, when I was kind of an ignorant, meaning well person, but not knowing what I was doing, I was excited about that. I was like, these classes will be great for you. Let's get signed up, But that wasn't the truth, because the only real truth around that is somebody comes with specific goals. I would, they would go take classes, and it's the equivalent of just, let's throw everything at the wall and see what works. And so, of course, maybe they got one of their goals, but then they're like, I feel like I'm getting too muscular or whatever, this is so much cardio. So you get a lot of what you don't need and a little bit of what you wanted. And it's just like, it just doesn't make you feel good. Personally, as a coach, it just never made me feel good. Asking questions about goals, knowing that what I was giving them or what the template and the class structure was, knowing that this is not gonna address their goals. So as soon as I started to feel that sensation, I was like, okay, it's time to do something different, because I don't like listening to what someone's goals are and then having them do the same thing that the other person came in talking about with completely different goals. So anyway, that's just a little bit of an add-on to what I was saying about if you want glute growth and not leg growth, you've got to reduce or eliminate squats, lunges, step-ups, knee flexion activity. Eliminate that stuff for a little bit and focus on things like hip thrusts, glute bridge, glute ham raises, cable pull-throughs, single leg hip thrusts, and all the rest of it. And yeah, I don't know if I finished this thought before, but if you go back to the Instagram post that I did, that I believe is titled Grow Your Glutes, Not Your Legs, or something there, and you can see an example training session. And so knowing that 4 or 5 women have asked me in the last couple of weeks about that, if you have that goal too, I would love to know more about it. Particularly, I'm curious to know why. There's nothing wrong with that. It is totally doable. But I want to know what is why do you want your butt to grow but not your legs? And I'm not asking that facetiously. I really do. I'm curious to know more because I got a couple of different answers from the people that I was working with. So if you could, comment if you have that goal and it sounds like something that you want to do, comment below and tell me a little bit more about it. Or if that's uncomfortable for you, just direct message me and we'll get a chat going. But yeah, go look at that Instagram post, check out that training example. That's kind of where you want to go to get started. You can do that particular training session perhaps 2 or 3 days a week. But frankly, you need to take into account all the other shit that you're doing as well. So that might not be the best thing for you to do. But comment or message me and tell me more.